Hello and welcome to my first studio vlog of 2021. Definitely something a little bit different for me, and I thought it'd be really fun to sort of show how I prep for like a sort of store update and sort of show you like behind the scenes of kind of what I've been doing this month. So this month I knew I had a store update in January that I was working on. I had these washi tapes that I made and I knew I wanted to do a little bit more on that. So the first thing I did was I designed my new wooden pins. This was to expand the range of magic vial pins that I already had, just because I wanted to do some more and I wanted to have a bit more representation up on there. I ended up doing, I think there was originally 10 designs. I whittled it down to 6 and actually only ended up using 5 of those designs as overall pins. The tool I'm using here is the Apple iPad Pro 9.7 inch first generation with the Apple first generation pencil. I'm looking to probably upgrade this year. There's nothing wrong with the product itself, it's just I'm very conscious of like how old the product can get after a bit, and I always like to keep up with technology just because I'm always a few years behind, but I always like to try and keep up to date as much as I can because software, you know, can slowly get outdated. But here you can see like sort of like the speed paint coming from the overall thing. In the end, the golden pin, which represents Dream, I didn't end up using as a pin. I may use it in a future launch, I'm not entirely sure. And you can just see here that I'm editing the files, getting ready for printing. I actually use Zap Creatives for all my printing for my wooden pins. They're absolutely excellent company. I 100% recommend them. They're absolutely lovely, and it's taken a while to get used to the way their files are set up, but they have a fantastic like step-by-step guide if you're ever really struggling with setting up your files there. I really enjoy how the wooden pins are. I think they're really beautifully made, and they're made on recycled wood. I have thought about enamel pins, and I think an enamel pin may be something I may venture into this year, but it's a lot more restrictive. Acrylic pins and wooden pins, I don't have to have a restriction on colour, it's only a restriction on size. Well, technically I can have them up to 3 inches if I wanted to. But it's more, there is like slight limitations to a wooden and plastic pin or acrylic pin than there is on anything else. So this month was kind of a weird month. I had a lot of fun with this month because obviously doing a shop launch, and shop launches are always fun. I get really excited to make loads of new products, sketching out new ideas and working on new ideas for future things. Just makes me very, very excited. Like I always get excited on like working on new products. But it can also be very stressful, and I do get a lot of questions asking me about like how do I set up an Etsy store, what do I do to set up an Etsy store, or what's the best place to go for. And I used to use Store Envy, but now I actually use Etsy because the fees on Store Envy got a bit too much. Plus on Store Envy I could only have the products in US dollars, whereas up on Etsy it already automatically makes it so that the person on the other side of the screen, they can purchase it in their currency, that it doesn't affect them in any way, shape or form. And that's sort of something that I kind of think's a lot better for a consumer in general. So I get asked a lot of questions about Etsy and setting up an Etsy. So there's a few things that you need to think about. You need to think about the price of your product. So if you've got a product that has cost you £2 to make, you're going to want enough of your price to be up on there to cover the cost of the product, as well as the fees as well. So I actually mark up all my prices for Etsy than if I was up on a store. So if I was at a convention, my prices would be slightly lower because up on Etsy I have to counteract the fees. So for example, for a £10 product, about £1.20 to £1.60 of that is Etsy's processing fees. So if you're, say it costs you £2 to make a product and then that's £1.60 to process the product, then that's something that you have to like sort of factor into your overall profit margins. Also, another thing that I see is people charging too little for shipping. I'm gonna say this now, shipping is expensive as well as packaging as well. So you're gonna want to make sure that your shipping prices include the prices of also how much it costs to package said product. A pallet of about 50 of the foldable boxes costs me about £15, and then there's the packaging that goes up in the inside and everything, so it sort of all factors into that cost, as well as the cost of posting the product. You don't want to undercut yourself, so the best thing to do is to get a scale and weigh your products. So the funny thing about this month was I was actually sick for 2 weeks, so I was really behind schedule, and one of the things I really wanted to do this month was tidy up like my stock area. And when I went to go and post orders, I actually popped into the pound shop and I noticed these pegboards, and I have been wanting these pegboards for ages. You can get them from IKEA, because of everything that's been going on. Unfortunately, I've not been able to go to IKEA, so this was fantastic for me. I was like, absolutely, this is what I want, 100%. And it just adds a little bit more of a storage solution to the to everything, so that I've got a place for all my pre-packaged pins, I've got a place for all of my like labels and stickers, including my custom labels. It's really good. Like if you struggle for space like I do, these pegboards are absolutely fantastic, but only if you can get them for a decent price. And these are made from plastic, so they're not the strongest out there, so I won't be putting like a lot of really heavy products up on there. But you can see, like, this is sort of like my pre-idea. I needed to get more of like the sort of like storage sections, and they kept selling out at the pound shop. And I actually, when I went in one week, they had them, and I was like, yes, finally I can do more. So this is sort of like me trying to figure out where things are going, and like working out where everything is going to go, and trying to tidy up that sort of area. Definitely took a little bit of trial and error, and at one point, like, you can see Bella's tower is right next to there. Bella is my little cat. She assists with everything. She has to see what I'm doing. Like, she knows that everything is her kingdom, and she just will have to assist on that. You can see I'm just sort of like trying to work out how I want everything to look. And these are the pre-packed pins. These are the mushrooms. These are the fungi. I absolutely love these. These are one of my favourite merchandise that I've actually done. And it actually got me thinking about conventions as well. So, conventions obviously haven't been going on with everything that's been going on for the last year, and I've had to really think about how my stock is. I've got so much more stock than I ever have done, because I've invested a lot of money into stock. I now have a lot more pins, a lot more stickers, I have a lot more books, and I really have to think about how my layout is going to be. So that's going to be interesting to show off in the studio vlogs, of me like sort of trying to figure out like where everything's going to go on a singular table. It may even have to be that I'm going to have to fork out and get a second table at this point, because oh boy. Yeah, I definitely struggled with trying to figure out where everything went, and then everything just sort of clicked. It just was like, yes, this is where this is going to go, and then I can have all these pins here. With the pins being pre-packaged, it actually makes my life a little bit easier for when I'm packing orders. So these backing cards, they're just business cards. They aren't anything massively special. They're business cards, and what I do is I just pin the pins through them, and it makes my life a little bit easier. And I'm leaving that space up there blank for now, just because I'm waiting on my new pins to arrive, which luckily they didn't take too long. I think it took about 2 weeks. It's about 10 days or 10 working days production, so I was really happy that they arrived like super quickly. Especially like with everything being so behind this month, I had so many plans for merchandise I was going to do. I really wanted to do notepads, I really wanted to do so many things, and I really knew that I wanted to do a new Mighty 9 print. And unfortunately, with me being poorly, I was really worried that that was not going to happen. Like, I was genuinely concerned at that point. But I found the vice of Bella, zip ties. My cat loves playing with zip ties. What can I say? So after I sort of like sorted that out, I was going to my pin packing station. See, all of this desk needs completely tidying, and that's something I really wanted to do this month. But unfortunately, sort of like shop takeover, like sort of took over this month. Shop update sort of like took over this entire month, especially considering I ended up like 10 days behind schedule. This meant that I hadn't finished Patreon stuff, I hadn't finished like packing orders, I had commissions to do. Like, I was so behind on everything, and I was meant to open up commissions at the end of this month, and because of those 10 days of me being poorly and not being able to do anything at all, it sort of pulled a spanner in the works. So I'll have to open them up at the end of February instead, which is a little bit of like a dilemma, because I could have had the commissions open in time for Valentine's Day and been able to have like Valentine's Day themed commissions, but you know, you win some, you lose some. That's the thing about like sort of like factoring what you can reasonably do each day. For those who don't know, I have fibromyalgia, and like some days I'm absolutely fine, I can do everything. With slight limitations, I'm absolutely fine, but then some days I can't do anything. I'm in so much pain I can barely walk, and those days I'm going to do less than other days. So I set realistic targets for each week, and then I have like other targets on sticky notes that if I end up doing them, fantastic. If I don't, that's fine, they can be done another week. But then my Zap order arrived, yay! This was the new sticker sheets and the new pins, and I was so excited for this. At this point, I actually didn't print my own sticker sheets. All my sticker sheets got done by Zap Creatives. If I'm doing bulk orders, I'll order my sticker sheets from now on. But like at this point, I didn't have like anything that was a sticker cutter. So for larger quantities, definitely with Zap, smaller quantities, I'll be able to print myself. And then the new pins, and I was so excited about this. And then I suddenly realised, they've only sent half of my pin order. I actually originally ordered 200, so it was 100 design, because they do it where you can order like 100 of design or 500 design, and they only sent me 100 when I ordered 2 times 100, so it would be 200. Luckily, that was solved really quickly. The Zap Creatives team are really quick with their customer service, and they were going to send me some more out later on, which is absolutely perfect. It's not like I needed them right now. I had enough to go by. I have about 24 of each design. That's absolutely fine. They always send you a little bit extra, which is always lovely. But you can see that gloss finish on top of the wood. It just adds that little extra just to the bottle, to add that little extra shine, and I'm really happy with how they came out. Just look at those colors, they are absolutely gorgeous. Like, the water one in particular, just that shine just looks really lovely. The one thing that you do need to think about, because these only come out 1 inch size, and they are not huge at all. Like, these are only 1 inch, and you can just see, like, you have to be very careful about not over detailing certain stuff, because you will lose details at something so small. I'm also going to apologize for my nails. My nails are really bad at the moment. They got stained yellow by a cheap nail varnish, and I have not been able to remove it at all, and it just makes my nails look like they're nicotine stained, and I absolutely hate it because I'm not a smoker, and it just really winds me up when I see it. So I've been painting my nails a lot lately, but it has been absolutely driving me crazy. I don't really like to wear nail varnish too much because it ends up chipping, and I'm not forking out for acrylics. As much as that seems very nice, I don't paint my nails enough to factor that in, to be able to do that. So then it comes to peeling these. The smell of like burnt wood is amazing to me, and whenever I get the Zap order with all the wooden pins, I probably spend about a good 5 minutes just smelling the wood, which sounds really weird, but the smell of like burnt wood is so nice. I can't describe it. It's just so good. But then the problem is because of the treatment to the wood, when you're peeling, your fingertips end up yellowing as well, because like obviously wood dye goes onto your fingers. So by the end of it, my fingertips smell like burnt wood, and they look like yellowed as well, and it's just like looking at them going, what the actual. So I always like end up washing my hands vigorously afterwards, even though the smell of burnt wood is still there. So this is sort of like a protective layer on top of the wood. You have to peel the back and the front. This is so that when they have the process of actually laser cutting the product itself, that it's not actually damaging the design. It's pretty cool actually how laser cutting is done. It's pretty fascinating. I would love to be able to do my own in the future, but those machines are very, very expensive, and why not trust someone with a little bit more expertise to be able to do it, because I certainly do not have the expertise. So after all the charms are peeled, this is the next stage. You can see I now have to glue all the pin backs on. Now you can get these pre-made with the pin backs on. I actually just prefer to do it myself, if I'm honest. So I'm using E6000 here as my adhesive with these pin backs. Now ideally with pin backs, especially on smaller designs, you want the ones with a thicker base, but for some reason when I actually ordered these pin backs, they sent me the thinner base instead of the thicker base. I'm not going to not use a product that I've been sent. I emailed them and they were sorting it out for me. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just lining up the designs, as you can see, so that I have an equal amount of each design, and then I'm going to put a small amount of E6000 on the back. So make sure your glue's not dried at the end, because I've made that mistake far too many times, and then you end up with a blob of like dried glue on the back. So just wipe that off because it is gross, absolutely gross. And then you just glue them on like this and just add the pin backs on. So then I ordered a bunch of stuff afterwards, including some more pins because I was running out of the pin backs, some more thank you stickers because I was running out of thank you stickers. I wanted to get some craft paper, some sticker paper, and as well I ordered a utility cutter, and what this does is it lets me score the back of my stickers so that when people get them it's easier for them to peel. Something I saw on TikTok that I was like, why haven't I done that sooner? and of course this circle cutter, and I'm trying out a new sticker paper. I haven't tried this one yet. It's a little bit more expensive than the one that I normally go for, and it's vinyl sticker paper instead of like standard glossy sticker paper, so I'll be interested to see how my stickers look with that. But this I actually bought because I wanted to make my washi tape look a little bit better, and I will show you what I mean. Essentially, the way you get when you get the washi tape from the manufacturer, depending on what manufacturer you get, it doesn't have like a little sticker on top that says like who it's from or what it's for. Like the manufacturer I use anyway didn't do that. So I really wanted to like sort of try something different, and with this vinyl sticker paper I also wanted to try like different sticker paper, because I've always used the same because it was recommended to me ages ago and I wanted to try it out. This paper that you see here, I actually want to try and make my own custom like standard like wrapping paper for my orders, just so that the branding's a little bit more on. The only problem is it will only fit like sort of like small orders. I'd have to do something that's a little bit more, I don't know, I'd have to do something that was a little bit bigger to be able to do that. Thank you stickers, they're really good for like just sticking on the back of your paper and back of your order when you've sealed it up, and it just makes everything look a little bit more cohesive. So you can see here I have like these sort of like name things that I've done, and you need like two sort of circles, one for the top and one for the bottom. The bottom one has my like art name and places that you can find me. This just is information so that if someone randomly got washi tape, they know who it's from. And this is something new I wanted to try, and you can see here the scoring tool. This is what the scoring tool does. You just like sort of like score the back of it, and it makes it so much easier for peeling. This saved my bacon so much later on. Like holy smokes, it was so much easier later on. Like it made my life so much better. And then what I did was I stuck the one on the top to be able to show what kind of washi tape it is, and one on the bottom so that you have the information. And I'll show you how I did that. going through, it makes it look a little bit more professional and just makes the product seem a little bit more special to a customer when they bring it out. Presentation is key. And speaking of presentation, I just wanted to back all the new potion pills. As you can see, I'm really happy with them. They look really good on the backing cards, and it's just the same backing card as I used for the last one, using a little bit of cardboard, just so that when you're popping the pin through, it doesn't actually destroy your table, and it makes life so much easier. This is just a bit of folded cardboard recycled from all those orders that have come through the last few weeks. And the other thing that came through was thank you postcards. This doubles as a art and a thank you card, which has all my information on, so that not only do the customers get another print, it means that they get like all the information on where to find me. This saves you on having to put like loads of pieces of paper into the order, and it means that the customer gets a little something nice as well. This one's really cute. I really love this one. So I am super excited. I've just finished my Sunday stream, and in the middle of the stream, a new thing has arrived. Now, I've been wanting to invest in a sticker cutter for the longest time, the absolute longest time, and from saving money from all the sales I've made in the last few months, I invested. Now, I was torn between two cutters, but decided to go for one because the software was a little bit easier for me to understand, and from reading reviews, a lot of people were saying that this was a really good cutter. So let me introduce to you my new sticker cutter. Look at it. Okay, it is on the bed. Excuse the bed. Yes, we are in the bedroom right now. That is my desk. It is very messy because now I have to prep for D&D. But this is my new sticker cutter. I have wanted something to cut stickers for the longest time. Now, I was torn between this and a silhouette cameo, and a silhouette cameo is more expensive, but the software is much harder to understand. From all the videos that I've watched and all the research, I basically went for this because software was a little bit more easier for me to understand. Now, I'm going to be playing around with this because I want to do my own like sticker sheets, and I want to do planner stickers, and I want to do so much more, and this is a way for me to control a lot of stuff as well. So say if I run out of sticker sheet, instead of having to order from another company and wait for turnaround times, I can do them myself, which makes my life a little bit easier. Now, for bulk orders, I will still be outsourcing because I don't think being able to do like 100 sticker sheets with this for one particular thing will be fair. So like for Kickstarters and stuff, I'd still outsource it, but this is going to save my hands so much time because I'm now going to be able to cut all my stickers. So I'm actually going to go and set this up, and I did get some more parcels, which is just paper and stuff, so I'm going to unpack those now. But I'm so excited. She needs a name. She's a beautiful mint green colour, and she does need a name, and I'm very excited to come and play with this. Yes, pretty sure Bella is in the box. Should we have a look? Yes, that is my plush. Yep, knew it. You clean that box now. Alright. Right, let's get unpacking. Here it is, getting it all set up. I am absolutely in love with it. I can't wait to play. I've not had to play around with it yet. Like, you would have thought, like, so far, like, bear in mind I'm doing this voiceover literally like the week after I've got this. I was super excited. I really want to play around with it, but with the store update, I just have not had time. Now, the thing that's really exciting about this is I'm actually really wanting to do journal stickers, and I am so excited to play around with it because I've been wanting to do journal stickers for a while. I really wanted to do like D&D journal stickers, like magic inspired stickers, like Plant Witch inspired like journal stickers, just so that when you're taking notes it makes life a little bit more fun. And because I like to have things making my note taking a lot more fun, so I'm surely someone else out there likes that idea as well. With products, it's all about thinking about, okay, if I like it, will the consumer like it? And also about market research as well. I've been doing a lot of market research lately to see what other stores, similar stores, are selling, and try and think about what I can do as well. I am so excited to play around with this. I had a quick play around with it just to do like the setup controls to try out the different cutting implements. Bella was extremely excited about this. The second it made noise, she was over it. She was like, I want to play with it. I was really confused at first what that thing was for, and then I found out it's to put pens in, and I was just sticking my fingers in there, just being like, oh my god, what's this? I'm like a 2-year-old with new merch. It makes me very happy. And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, we ended up playing again. So I run one campaign. It's called the Salty Sailors, and I actually got invited to play, not DM, in another campaign. So this is my new DMD baby. Her name is Isabella Amora Darlington. I'm very excited to play her. I've already had one session, and I'm very excited to play next session next week. And then I realised that I had to do all my Patreon stuff. Normally I try and get Patreon stuff done about halfway through the month, just so that I have time to promote it and everything. But obviously, yet again, with being poorly, I was really behind. So it just meant that I had to sort of like take my time and work on that. And luckily I got to do a critter design, which was really fun. I worked a bit on the stream to sort of like get the rough idea down and do that. And then it came to make my Mighty 9 print. I decided super last minute, a few days before the shop launch, I'm gonna get this print done. I've decided I want to do it, and half of my grey markers died, so I had to treat myself to some grey markers, which I'm totally going to do a review on. Don't worry, make sure I do a review on that. And this is my new Mighty 9 print. I absolutely love it. I love Jester a lot in this. Mighty 9 are from a podcast, Critical Role, which is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I'm a huge fan of it. I've done 2 prints already in this similar style and really wanted to do a new one. Of course, every month comes to packing orders. And when it comes to packing orders, I try and make sure that I have everything sort of like laid out nice and neat. I grab everything that the customer ordered and I put it all together like so. As you can see, make sure it's all packaged up absolutely lovely. I almost like wrapping them up with strings and stuff, just so that it makes the order feel a little bit more special for a customer. I think when you get something and it's all wrapped up nicely, it just makes you feel that little bit extra special, and it makes you happy that you ordered something. I love it when someone puts extra care into packaging. You don't have to, but I really like to. Look at all those chickens. So currently, with the current climate, I actually only go to the post office once a week, and I get to walk through an absolutely lovely park to be able to make my way into town, make sure we're all masked up, you know, got to get all that fabulousness out. It's around about like a 40-minute walk there and back if I was just walking straight there. Normally I'm out for about an hour, but it depends on how bad my joints are, because it's all uphill on the way back, and by the time I'm about halfway through that journey I am in so much pain. After I get back, I will either carry on and try on working, or I'll try and do an easy task. Possibly the easiest task is just like cutting stickers, because I can just stick a show on and cut away. I don't have to really think, and this is what I have been doing with all of my stickers. This is what I have done for every single sticker that I have sold for the last 2 years. I have hand cut every single one. And this is why I invested in the Cricut, because it was getting to the point where I was having to cut about 300 to 400 stickers a month, sometimes even more than that, and it can get like quite overwhelming. It can take several hours, and after a bit really hurts your hands. It's fun, like anyone can do it, but it's after a bit just it's a bit much. So we're going to talk about product photos right now. So product photos, of course you're going to want decent lighting, but not everyone has a decent lighting setup. What I do recommend is try and use as much natural lighting as possible. If you don't have natural lighting, you're going to want daylight bulbs. Like going to want something with a decent light balance. Now on my desk I have 2 daylight bulbs. This is to help do white balance up on the desk. And for my backgrounds, I try and do very simple block colours. So these are just sheets of very colourful craft paper. I actually found these at the pound shop, and what it does is it just adds that little bit of texture to the background. Now there's more than one way that you can take product photos. I'm going to show you the most common way that people do. Most common thing that people do is they put the stickers around, they get an object for one of the stickers to stand up upon, and that will highlight that sticker and bring it closer to the viewer. And this is a really good way to showcase the product by itself. I'll show you a close-up so you can actually see. Really good way, as you can see, to show the product by itself. But personally, I don't think you get a good range of scale on this. So what I actually like to do is I like to hold the product in my hand, especially when it comes to like stickers, so you get an idea of scale, because that makes a customer understand like roughly how big the product is. And of course add the sizing of the product in your description, because you will sometimes get feedback of people going, the sticker was much smaller than I anticipated, the photos didn't actually justify it, and that's something that really to think about when you're thinking about photos and that. And here's beautiful Bella assisting as always. When you want to come up with your store and doing sales, there's a lot of stuff that you need to factor in. You want to factor in how you want to sell your product, how you want the product to come across, and profit. Profit can be really difficult to sort of go over, and can be quite daunting at times as well. But you balance it all out, and you will completely, get around it. If you're going to use Etsy, there's a fantastic site called Etsy Fees Calculator, which will help you understand how much fee wise will come out of your product. Make sure that you've calculated your shipping costs correctly. Look over, do it time and time again. If you need to charge a little bit more for shipping, charge a little bit more for shipping. It's better to charge too much than too little, because if you charge too much, you can always adjust. If you charge too little, you are out of pocket. So I for example, it's a UK order, it's £1.70 to send off the product. I charge £2, so that also covers the packaging as well, and a slight bit of that Etsy fee as well, so it just makes life a little bit easier. Hopefully that sort of helps. I understand that this has been a very long video, but I really hope that's been helpful, and thank you for watching my first studio vlog. It's been kind of fun. I've really enjoyed this. And that is the month of January 2021. What a busy month. Store update months tend to be a little bit busier than others, but this one just seemed pretty manic because of me being ill for those 2 weeks. It's sort of like basically put me behind by quite a bit, and that's unfortunately something that you have to factor in when you are working as a small business owner. You have to factor in that some days you're not going to be able to do as much as others, and with me having fibro, like, I can't predict how good some days are. Some days I can only work for 6 hours, other days I can work 15. Like, you know, some days are better than others, and I just have to like sort of take that in my stride. That's why I set minimal targets each week, and if I can do more, that's great. If I can't do more, that is absolutely fine. It's all about trying to balance that, and it can be quite a tricky balance when you are working full-time freelance. This month in particular was really difficult, especially being those 2 weeks that I was so ill. I didn't even film, I didn't even get out of bed, and it wasn't even doing social media posts. Like, that was really difficult because that put me like so much behind schedule. It put me behind re-uploading new videos. Like, I'm behind on doing so much more. So February is sort of like my catch-up month. I'm going to be doing February next month, where I'm going to be drawing a fairy every single day, and I'm really excited because you can see like the behind the scenes of doing all that for next month's vlog, as well as making a zine. I can show you how I make a zine and like what's the process that goes into it. And on top of that, next month we'll be working on rebranding. Rebranding is super important for a business point of view, to try and make everything look cohesive. So I have slowly but surely been trying to make everything look cohesive across the board, but it hasn't been that cohesive. So I am currently working on getting that 100%, so that I can say, hey, this is my branding all the way across. So this is going to be new pictures of all the stock being taken, rebranding up of the store, rebranding of the YouTube channel. So it's going to have new banners, new beginning slides, new end slides. There's so much that I wanted to work on this month that unfortunately I just didn't get around to. So next month, you know, it's something that I can always work on in the long-term goals. Bella's decided that she wants to open the wardrobe, which is absolutely fantastic, but I digress. So I really hope you've enjoyed this month's studio vlog. I hope some of it's been somewhat helpful if you are looking at opening your own store. But you know, let me know whether or not you liked this, because this was something new for me. Like, it's very interesting to see the behind the scenes of a lot of stuff, but I hope you have enjoyed it. Keep loving what you do. Subscribe if you wish to see more content, new vlogs every single month, and new videos every single Thursday. Remember to love what you do, keep drawing, subscribe if you wish to see more content, and of course folks, stay creative. I will see you next month.